With that said, everybody, we got a little bit more. Let's do it. Our second season with the Goons. In terms of fights, it's a different roster this year. We don't have Ryan Reeves. So I'm not going to set the over-under to 80. But I am going to set the over-under to 49.5. I would probably bet the under. But then again, one of these guys might just pop off. And we do still have a couple of defensemen that, much like Finley in 2006, loved to fight. It's a wrestling reference for all of you. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, we still will not look at the scouting list. We will leave it as it is. We will leave it be. 2-10-3. Yeah, we're going to be worse than we were last year. 100% we're going to be worse than we were last year. That is very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Don't got to worry about anything like that. We're good on that front. Only 3 wins on the year. Yeah, we're going to be worse than last year. We are going to be worse than last year. That is for sure. Damn. Number 1 pick secured without any stress. This is more like it for a Draft of Glory team, even with the likes of Corey Perry. Just absolute trash. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what we were hoping for. So the excitement is more so in the team fights and just how much do we actually goon it up. We will be nowhere winning. I would say for at least another decade. At least another decade. It is going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Trade deadline. Are there any in-game defined blockbusters? No. Ooh, but Kevin Ball's on waivers. Hell yeah. Oh, if it's waivers, it's fair game, baby. We're taking Kevin Ball on waivers. Absolutely. I don't know if I'll keep him long term. Probably not, because it is still a Draft of Glory. But would I like to have Kevin Ball here for the next 3-4 years while we build the team up? 100%. 100%. You beat the Wild at least. Yeah, I wonder how well it's working out for them with that defenseman. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I still can't believe they did that and didn't take Connor Bedard, who might win the Calder this year. Garnet Hathaway. Excuse me? All right, well, clearly we have some stuff to look at. First and foremost, let's take a look at the standings, where the Minnesota Wild won the President's Trophy. And we, of course, finished dead last, 17 points behind the Seattle Kraken. We actually scored more goals than San Jose, Montreal, Seattle, and Ottawa, which is incredible. In terms of goals against, we allowed 44 more goals than second place, or tied for second, Tampa and Calgary. And Tampa made the playoffs. We were shorthanded 204 times. Not nearly as drastic as it was in prior years, but still took the most penalties in the league. It's a good thing I dropped the over-under. Didn't quite put it back at 80. In terms of our players, Garnet Hathaway, Corey Perry scored 30. Lucic, Boyle, and Drew O'Connor as ridiculous as that is, yeah, no, I don't know why it does that. I don't know how to fix it. So fuck it is what it is. Because it's not messing up on my side. We had 5 players with 52 points, which is hilarious. And I don't quite know how they pulled that off. In terms of penalty minutes, by the way, Ronaldo led the way for 4 to 69. Defensively, good season for Mayfield. Vinny Desharnais put up 23 points. I don't know what we're going to be looking like fight-wise. And honestly, both goaltenders, neither were abysmal. They weren't great, but given the team in front of them, neither all that abysmal. So for the fights, oh God, no. Well, we had the 12 from McDermott, 9 apiece from McElrath and Ronaldo. The final count, 53. So to those that picked the over, it was close. But the final count at 53 is pretty insane still, given the circumstances. 53 fights in a given year. Not bad. Not bad. So the over wins out yet again. Ryan Reeves did lead the league in fights. He's the cheat code. 33 points for Reeves this year, too. Top point getters, Connor McDavid. Look at the rest of the options there. Top goal scorer, Nathan McKinnon with 50. McKinnon with 50. Taylor Hall put up 38. In terms of the defenders, Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, 66 points each. We had 5 defenders hit 60 points this year. Top goal scorer was 17, Dougie Hamilton. Apparently Brandon Montour went off for 15. Top goalie, the winningest, Marc-Andre Fleury in Minnesota. Shutout leader was 7, Freddie Anderson, now in Arizona. Save percentage king was Marc-Andre Fleury. Top rookie, Calder winner, Connor Bedard. Maybe. That -4 compared to Ruslan Denisov's +8. The AI logic really doesn't like plus minus. Shout out to Josh Dunn, who finished tied for 5th with Turcotte and Holtz. Not bad. Not bad at all. Fassi had an 897. I believe it. I believe it. We saw that Tampa allowed the second most goals. So, a pretty ridiculous season. The AHL team finished in dead last in their division with defenseman Alex Petrovic leading the way in points. When a defenseman is leading your team in points, that is bad news. That is very, very bad news. Chris with the 5 gifted. Chris, thank you very much. How are you? It's good to see you. And thank you for supporting my face. Appreciate you.
We're doing this again.
Hopefully that brings some luck in this draft lottery. Please, God. The Nashville Predators raising a banner for good reason this time. They win the Stanley Cup, with the Grand Rapids Griffins winning the Calder Cup. Nashville getting it done. Getting it done. As they beat Tampa Bay in 7.
Highly unnecessary.
Nashville over Tampa. The matchup in the bottom right was Toronto sweeping the Florida Panthers. So 2 years in a row, Toronto makes it to the second round, only to lose. Calder Cup goes to Grand Rapids over Laval in 7. So Nashville, the champion, led by Ellie Tolvanen. They don't really have too many major additions. I mean, James Van Riemsdyk. UC Saros did pretty well. 919 save percentage. In terms of the award, did Garnet Hathaway go up to an 85? Morale is off, by the way. Garnet Hathaway went up to an 85. Nashville wins the Stanley Cup. Connor McDavid wins his 4th straight Art Ross. Nathan McKinnon wins the Hart. James Norris goes to Tyson Barrie. Johnny Goodrow wins the Bing. Denisov won the Calder. Told you, man, plus minus. You have a minus player leading the way for the Calder. He's going to lose it. Tolvanen wins the Conn Smythe. Fleury wins the Vezina, as well as the Jennings. There we go. Brett Lernout wins the Chris Rumble Memorial Trophy. Let's be honest. That's how Rumble became a channel legend. Let's see. Selke goes to Sasha Barkov. Ted Lindsay to McKinnon. Rocket Richard to McKinnon. AHL-wise, Brandon Duhaime scored the most points. He was also league MVP. Most goals went to Liam Kirk. I don't know Beck's first name, actually. I want to say it's like John or something like that, but that's not right. He was the top rookie. Paul Ledoux, top defenseman. Spencer Martin, top goaltender. And Elmer Sloterblom was the MVP of the playoffs for season number 2. And now comes our time to shine. We have the number 1 lottery odds again. Let's look at the draft class. Okay, we need a top 3. Oh, God. He's a franchise-level sniper, and I can't take him. Our sights are set on defenseman Philip Morrow. We need a top 3 pick. If it's not a top 3 pick, we fall all the way down to Francis Fletcher or Vyacheslav Grigorenko, Marco Kopits. There's no way Brock Bitts is that good, but he is probably a DFD. Okay. As long as we end up with Morrow. As long as we end up with Morrow, we're going to be okay. And this is the year that we hold the number 1 pick. Because, of course. Good to know that no matter how much time I take away from this game, it will always relentlessly troll me. Terms of retired players, Ryan Suter, Shea Weber. Wayne, get you a $3 million payday, then he retires. James Neal. Ryan Reeves retires 1 year into that big deal. Or it was a 1-year deal. Roman Polak ended up getting a contract, too. He signed in Anaheim. Jordy Ben retires. Who else did we lose? Just Jordy Ben. And Leland Irving. Fair enough. All right. Well, we do have... Ryan Reeves becomes a scout. We do have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. What can we do with it? What can we do with it? We cannot... I have to literally pull a Minnesota from last year. I have to literally pull a Minnesota and not take the franchise player. I am Minnesota. First overall, we're going to take defenseman Philip Morrow. 76 medium elite. He has wheels, though. Wheels in reverse, ice pack, no contest, yoink, and bouncer. Holy shit. Dude, he's a beauty. Jesus, B, we're only allowed to select grinders, power forwards, defensemen, and enforcers. Unless it's a goalie. Wow. That's a good player, though. Not quite franchise level, but that is a puck mover. That is a battler. Not bad. You might be looking at the captain of this series. I don't know how it always happens, man. I don't know if anyone else gets as crazy of results as I do when I play this mode. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you could top it at the very least. Oh my God. Shane Wright falls to 4th overall. Whew. That's amazing. Literally Shane Wright. 5-star shooting category. Look at this guy. Holy shit. This guy's a lock for 50 every year. He's 17 years old. He's literally a lock for 50 every year. That is incredible. Makes me feel a hell of a lot worse about being locked into my decision. You'll love to see it. So in round number 2, now that we know we won't have the worst pick of the draft, and we're doing okay, let's see who else we have in terms of available players. That was awesome. That was awesome. All right. So in terms of available players, we do have 2 goalies. There's Gale Millen and Emiliano Craig. I could take the risk on Millen, but we don't really need a goalie. So defensively, that guy's a confirmed low 4, so no thank you. There's Vaclav Kluchek. Okay, there's no way you have shock and awe as a defenseman. There's Steve Robertson. 3 out of 4 for truculence. Damn. And Craig Thorne, son of Gary. Not looking amazing. Literally no forwards, so we're taking another defenseman. Oh, boy. I mean, confirmed 3 years out. Steve Robertson's looking like the guy. I mean, based off of the years away, Robertson's confirmed. Let's go for hopefully the Great Dane, Steve Robertson. Thank you, EA gods. Clappy bless. Whew. There's your steal of the draft. Suck it, Montreal. Oh my goodness. 18 years old, 65 low elite. With elite edges, quick pick, yoink, back at you, shut down, and stick them up. Haven't lost my touch in terms of draft steals either, apparently. Wow. Wow. He's going to be elite. The question is, how soon do we bump him up to the NHL level? What a damn pick, Steve Robertson. And what has been one of the most ridiculous drafts I think I've ever seen so far. And we've literally just started. Round number 3. Let the kids play. I think we're going to have to. We can just about build an entire defense. Stevie Franchise. That's the guy. Emil Vinny. A potential grinder, Liam Franzen. So Posse Rask, son of Tuca. Camden Yakubov. Dude, there's so many goalies. Oh my God, stop. Logan Crosby. Guys, I can draft Crosby, though. Dude, stop with the goalies. Jesus. It's not looking good from here. There's a crap load of goalies. But again, goalie might be the position we need the least amount of. All 3 of them are risks. All three of them have a good chance. Canadian, what's going on? Doing good. Defensively, we don't really know much about Brookbank or Yakubov. No guarantees that Brookbank will be a DFD. Forward-wise, Tanaka's 4 years out at 20 years old, so he's gone. Bronson's 5 years out. I feel like I have to take a goalie because none of these guys look like they're going to be that good. You know? It looks like we should just go for one of these goaltenders. As much as I'd like it to be Rask, he is older. Vinny's grades are completely unreliable. And then there's Tokarski. I'm going to take a risk on Emil Vinny. Let's go for the Finn. 65 French. Does have light work for improved wrist shot saves. Now we got 3 decent goaltenders in the system. I need players to play in front of them. Please. But at a certain point, you have to take the best player in front of you. And at the time, those goalies looked like the best ones. I am going to go double check if any of them ended up being a little bit better. There's no way Gray actually has that X factor at a medium 7. There's no way. Not a chance. This guy is listed as a bust. I might challenge that. I might just challenge that decree. Look at Kluchek. I mean, I can't imagine he would have been better. He was a 61 low elite. Damn. We literally couldn't have gone wrong. He was also overloaded with abilities. Robertson or Kluchek, it wouldn't have been wrong either way in round 2. That's insanity. That is insanity. Round 3. Ivanov was a medium elite 2-way defenseman. Tokarski was the medium elite goalie of the bunch. I did pick the wrong goalie in round 3. Happens. All right. Round 4. Round 4. It would have to be an unbelievable goalie. We don't know enough about Morrow. Jokinen's not him. Defensively, Jesus, this is just the year of defenseman for us. Jakub Siernik. 4 years out. Day, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate you. I mean, Siernik looks better than Schwartz. There's Vanek. There's no way he has elite edges. Ricardo's stock is 20, so absolutely not. Siernik is at least 18. Stephen O'Sullivan. Looks terrible. Tommy Strudwick. 5 years out at 17. And then there's Valery Ledbedev. Yeah, I don't really trust that. What do we got for forwards? Gendron is a real player. So Cassian. I just can't get any forwards, man. All right, Toskal is close to having bouncer. Kolosov's got a couple of Ooh, 3 years out for Kolosov. It's got to be the center, Mikhail Kolosov. No doubt. The Ukrainian is our boy here. Fortunately, he's not what it looked like he was going to be. We had to take the risk on a forward at that stage. We weren't looking at Oliwa. Did we screw up? We weren't looking at Nyquist. Feels like we made the right choice. Feels like we did. Schwartz, yeah. We didn't really go wrong. All right. At this point, we just got to go. for scouted potential, and that's not helping. All right. Never mind. Well, we will just keep approaching this the same way. If we could get one really good addition from here on out, I would be pretty happy. Because my expectations are rock bottom at this stage. Absolute rock bottom. I think it's nothing but defensemen again, isn't it? 2 forwards. Magnus Huselius. Potentially 5 years out. Unconfirmed close quarters and bouncer. And then Rodney Corvo's 19. 5 years out. All right, so if it's a forward, it's Huselius. Defensively. Henrik Backer at 19. You're out. Christian Oduya. Lars Naslund. Big boy, we know absolutely nothing about him. Per Omark at 19. Might have elite edges. I don't trust it. Robert Oman. Not looking that good. And Yuri Dmitriev. We need forwards. Let's do it. I can tell the difference between offensive and DFD. Sometimes I outright confuse them. Bottom line. Yeah. It fools me sometimes too. So you're not alone on that. I'm going to go for Magnus Huselius. And wish that I didn't. Round 6. From Bosnia and Herzegovina, Rylan Mendoza. Sure. Owen Outwater. Great name. We're not going to take him, though. Let's see. Niall Crocker. Fairy godparents. Newton's has to be real. We have reached the difficult portion of the draft. Just kidding. We reached that numerous picks ago. All right. Who do we got? We got one defenseman. That is Mendoza at 6'5". 5 years out. Let's see. Brendan Claxon might have truculence. It's at 3 out of 4. And Dronov, we don't know anything about. We already know Sutton's not great. Byzantine had a pretty good season, no weaknesses, but he is 20. We're down to 2. Defenseman or forward. Claxon at 5'10", but he is a confirmed grinder. He's scrappy. Goodness pizza, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for the raid. How'd the stream go? This is a big boy. We need forwards. Let's take the Swiss Brendan Claxon. Medium bottom 648 overall. Goodness. Pizza, what were you up to? I could take a guess, but... All right. We need one more guy here in the 7th round. It's not looking good. Yep, at this stage, who's the biggest boy? He's real, that's why. Carter Ansem, 6'9". Fuck. All right, Tim Metzger, 6'6" goalie. He's got to be real. Swiss playing for Everett. I'm going to guess that dude at 20 years old is also real. Ashton Cumby. All right, there. Wow, there's a lot of 6'5" players. And most of them are from junior. Damn it. All right, let's try something different. Who is the youngest? Because you're more likely to be computer generated. So there's the German Marco Hulse. There's Ethan Proxician. Okay, you're definitely real, though. You have anybody can compete with that? Oh, Henrik Sedin. No idea what his player type's going to be, but I'm going to guess I can't take him. Anybody else want to be a big boy? Marco Lotti, Gabe Smith. There's Marcus Hanula. Raimo Tollefson. Ilya Kozhanov. Jeez, there's a lot of young players that are going to be in next year's draft, too. A lot of young players. We're going to have to see how this pans out. There we go. Let me call a timeout really quickly. Didn't think we'd put this much time into a 7th round pick, but here we are. So goalie-wise, Joakim Raimo, Jorgen Sundqvist, either of them could be decent. Defensively, there was Marco Hulse, I know nothing about. And then forward-wise, I am going to rule out Sedin. We know literally nothing about these guys. Neither of the goalies played. Also had 4 penalty minutes in 5 games. Gabe Smith, 15 points on the year. Kozhanov, no points in 5 games. No points in 17 games for Hanula. Gabe Smith had points, had penalty minutes. Let's go for the man out of Moncton. It was a 2-way forward that's trash anyway, so was worth a shot. It's not like we would have ever signed him anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. 2 very, very good picks, again, to kick off the draft, much like last year. The shock of the draft is franchise forward Silvergard going 4th to Montreal. Because this game is going to do what this game does. It does put us into a spot where heading into next season, it is the question, number 1, Blomqvist needs to be signed. He's our goalie next year. It's just whether or not I end up signing someone like Kavasha. But Carlson as well is going to be our probable number 1 defenseman next year. So the big question is just who ends up signing now in terms of the younger players. But Holt is our best project forward. At least defensively now we have Robertson and Morrow. That's really kind of the question, is whether or not we end up playing Robertson this season, 65 overall, and just hoping that he turns into a monster. It's risky, but it could work with the low elite, knowing how this game still plays.